Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first open LotWorks training session. Just looking at the main login screen right now to Blueprint sign in, and we're going to get going with just logging in as a builder user. If you have any questions or comments or want to point me towards any functionality you'd like me to cover, please let me know. We'll be able to cover it off in detail and go over any follow-up questions as well. So just going to sign in as a sales user. Just going to take a moment to talk about Blueprint sign in here before I get going. What you see is just a list of all available dashboards that the demo user here has access to. With the new Blueprint sign-in system, it just gives access to pretty much all dashboards that are attached to that same email address. So this email address, demo@blueprintcorp.com, is actually attached to a number of different user accounts within LotWorks. And so you can see those user accounts here in a nice little list. So very convenient if you need to switch between multiple users or different accounts, different builders, different user groups. It's just it's so much handier than signing out and signing back in. So let's carry on and sign in as that sales contact. And the first thing we're going to see before we even get to the main data dashboard is the show home traffic prompt. So in this case, this builder sales contact is assigned to fill out show home traffic for the community of Green Ridge. And the show home parade is called Parade of LotWorks. So this is a group of show homes. It could be 2, 4, 6, whichever, kind of a grouping of show homes in that community. So in this case, there are a number of dates to fill out, and each date can be filled out by just clicking enter data and then filling out the information here. So parties is the groups of people that came in that evening. Phone calls, could be phone calls and emails, social media comments, anything else along those lines. And then prospects, so actual potential home buyers. And then of course any additional comments. And then update database to save your information. And update database can be used or is used throughout LotWorks to save your information. So whenever you add a home buyer, update a date, submit a hold request, please make sure to click that update database to submit your information. Now, if you are assigned to fill out show home traffic, but you don't see this prompt, that's not to be something to be concerned about. Only one builder user per builder needs to actually fill out this information per day. So it could be that another person in your show home has already filled it out, or somebody else that has the information has already entered it. So it could also be the case that the land developer has removed you from that show home parade or disabled that show home parade entirely. And that's usually the case when a show home parade is done and the show homes are sold. So in this case, I don't want to finish entering all the information, so I'm just going to click Tell Me Later, which lets me to skip past to the actual dashboard of LotWorks. Now this is the main dashboard of LotWorks here. Across the top of your page you have a menu. On the left-hand side here you have the Map button, which skips your view directly to the LotWorks Maps. And you can toggle back and forth very easily. Across the top is just that menu. It allows you to jump to specific sections of the system. And then on the right-hand side here, you have your user controls. So in this case, you see the LotWorks Pro user I'm logged in as right here. You can click on that user to edit their information. And again, once you've updated the information, you can click Update Database to save your changes. Besides that, using the control on the right-hand side here, the user control, you can switch users. This will just get you right back to that blueprint sign-in screen. I'm going to go back in as that builder sales contact. And the final option is to sign out, and that'll just log you right out of LotWorks. Across the top here, you also have your search as you type information. I'm going to just type in that lot 30 here as that demo. So you can see it start to filter down the options to any lot 30s in the system. You can keep typing. It's going to filter those search results even further. And then clicking or pressing enter on your screen is going to load the lot details for that lot. In this case, since I don't own the lot, it's owned by Greentown, and I'm logged in as a Bluegrass builder. I only have access to a limited selection of lot information. So pretty much the same information that I could kind of glean from the map is the same information that you have access to here in the lot details. Now at any point, if you want to get back to the main data dashboard, you can just click on the logo and that'll take you right back. And newly added in the bottom right hand corner here, we have a quick link that's going to take you to the builder guide. Now this builder guide is a section of the LotWorks Support Center. You can access it by clicking on that logo or that link like I just did, and that's going to open up the builder guide in a new window for you. So you could continue using LotWorks and then also reference the background information and kind of any questions at the same time. You can also get to it directly by typing in builders.lotworks.ca. It's going to open up that same page for you. And the final way to get there as well is just by going directly to support.lotworks.ca and then clicking on Builder Guide. Now from here, using the Builder Guide, you can quickly reference the most frequently asked questions and basic information for builders in LotWorks. Now this information is a great way to gain a basic understanding of the system and really develop your skills and knowledge of functionality and how to get the most out of LotWorks. So on the kind of the key points or the highlights, you have kind of the general info, which goes over the basics of the functionality. Also the basics and LotWorks Maps will go over the main functionality of the system. If you don't have too much time and you don't want to read through all these articles or even search using the search bar across the top for any specific information you're looking for, we also have access to these quick reference sheets. So sales users, design users, and site supervisors by user groups can click on them and it's going to show you what's included in that quick reference sheet, which is really just a handy 2-3 pager on how to do the basics in LotWorks. You can download that as well as a PDF document. So again, the new Builder Guide section is a really, really great resource if you have any questions on how to do the basics in LotWorks, or if something doesn't seem to be working for you, or you have questions and can't get hold of the land developer. Please use this tool as a great first resource in answering any questions you might have. The search bar, again, is a great place to just filter through these articles and find the information you're looking for. And if something's not working right, or if you have any specific questions, again, you can contact your land developer or kind of just take a look through the Builder Guide section. All right, so let's get back to LotWorks. And today we'll be covering primarily LotWorks Maps and the related functionality there. So I'm not going to spend too much time here on the data dashboard. Just want to highlight the main modules here that are shown and the event summary links. So for those that are new to LotWorks, what you see here is just a representation of the lots that are owned by your builder. And they're quick links to allow you to get to the kind of next steps in the process for those lots. In this case, something that is important to note is this home section, which just typically lists required information that still needs to be entered. So possession dates, construction completion dates, home buyer information. So these would be, if you click on that event summary link, it's going to open up a list of spec lots or quick possession lots that require home buyers to be added. And you can very quickly click on add home buyer. It's going to open up that add home buyer screen and allow you to enter in their home buyer information. So it is important to enter those dates and that information kind of in a timely fashion. And when you do get that information, just really allows the land developer to know the current status of their communities, how much their lots are selling, and who's doing the selling. So very key there. So now going on to the map, this is really the best way to get a good view of your communities, of which lots are available, and it's just a great resource for finding the information in the system and kind of processing lots, looking at lots, getting good visualizations on your information. Yeah, I love it. It's a great resource. So across the top here, you have that search bar, and it's a very similar search bar to what you saw on the data side of things. But in this case, if we were to enter lot 30, block 11, I believe it was, and go to that same lot, it's not going to open up the lot details. Instead, it will zoom to that lot. Now, because I had filtered the location filter to Green Ridge, but this lot is in Redstone, it's actually filtered out that lot. So I'm going to just, there we go. Refilter and refocus, and you can see that lot here with that same level of information that you can get through the lot details, but instead it's shown it to you on the map itself. So besides searching for individual lots by the lot number, again, you can use block numbers, phase numbers, the community name itself, and also municipal address. If your land developer uses plan numbers, plan number can also be included in the search. And then of course, if there is no response to your search, if that result doesn't actually show anything, the bottom result here is just a Google search, and that's going to search for that location in Google itself. Now along the right hand side here, let me just zoom back to, let's go with Green Ridge. Along the right hand side here you have the print option, which opens up PDF print view of your current view on the screen. And so as you filter and select different options, that will be represented on the PDF print view. Now, if you're using LotWorks in Google Chrome, you might have a white bar across the center of your print results. We do recommend at this time to use Internet Explorer when printing. It'll prevent those strange kind of print view quirks, and it's a known issue when using LotWorks with Google Chrome and doing that print. So. Besides that, you have a refresh button, which won't typically be used by builders. It's primarily for land developers when they're importing new lots or making mass updates and want to see them right away on the map. And then just a help button, which is going to open up a different help page, in this case a LotWorks Maps overview, which is also contained within the builder guide section and is also available as a PDF download. And this is going to cover off a lot of the basics of what we'll be going over today in the LotWorks Maps builder session here. Now on the right hand side here, underneath those main controls, you have your standard Google Map controls. Now you will notice this is, at its base, it is a Google Map. So we are using the Google Map engine. You can see here the logo in the bottom left-hand corner as the base for the engine of LotWorks Maps. And on top of that, If we use the filter button here, which is the layers button, we can turn on and off the next layer, which is your phase map. And so the phase maps and community maps can be loaded individually. They can be as detailed as a nice kind of color marketing map, or they can be the simple black and white line drawings. And they can show a lot of good detailed information. So you can see the frontages, you can see special lot information on where the garage should be placed, where additional kind of curb features are. So it's great information for potential home buyers as well. Now on top of that, you have your lot lines, which actually represent where the lots are in the world. And you can click on those lots to gain more information about them. So we'll be going over this info window here in detail in a second. But first I want to show off some of the additional kind of features of the Google Map controls and also the controls here on the left-hand side. So since this is running on a Google Maps engine as the background, as the main kind of base layer here, you can switch between map and satellite view. So that's very handy if you don't have a phase map in place, or if the roads aren't in yet on the map view. You can also use PegMan for any areas that have been surveyed to kind of gain a good sense of what the community looks like at its current stage. And just click back to get out of that view. Now down the left hand side here, you've already seen the layers button. So you can see that I was toggling on and off phase maps. And then as we zoom out, other layers become available as they're actually used. So in this case, the community location label. And even further out, we'll see the community marker turn on and off. So a little minor there. The main one is, of course, the phase maps. Now by default, when you do open the map view, you'll have your legend open, and it will be set to sales status by default. Now in LotWorks, this is the main sales status. So you have available lots, you have show home lots. Allocated lots aren't available in all communities, but some land developers do have an allocated status, which allows land developers to assign lots to builders without generating contracts. It's kind of a pre-step before the builder inventory step. It's good when you're doing kind of big lot pools and you don't have to generate contracts right away, but want to get the lots allocated to specific builders. Then you have builder inventory lots, which are lots that have been sold in bulk to specific builders. You have lots that have been requested to be on hold by builders. You have spec lots or quick possession lots. So these lots have been sold to builders and have a quick possession lot or quick possession home on that lot, but not necessarily a third-party buyer yet. And then of course sold lots are third-party sold. So there's a home buyer that is soon or is already living in that home. And then not available, can be used for future lots, could be used for signage lots, could be used for temporary show home parking, kind of number of different ways it could be used. Now the legend, what some users don't know is that it can also be used as a filter. So if I click on available lots, it's going to filter my view down to just the available lots. It's going to activate that filter in the filter menu, and it's going to decrease my total number of lots down to that 492, which is all of the available lots in this community. Now I'm going to leave that filter on for now, and we're going to add to it using the other filters that are available to builders in the system. So besides sales status, in this case, we have builder, construction status, product type, public sales status, and of course that default sales status. So depending on your system, you might not have access to all of these views, but you should have access to at least some of them. Please ask your land developer about it if there's additional views that you'd like to see. It could just be a permissions setting issue that just needs to be updated. So in this case, I'm going to click on construction status as well. Now, we're looking at just not applicable because they're all available lots. So not too many different colors there to see or additional filters. But you can see what the options here would be under the legend. So not applicable, no construction status, architectural approved, under construction, complete vacant, and occupied. So another reason why it's important to get those possession dates in and homebuyer information into the system is that it can trigger updates to different portions of the system. In this case, complete and occupied, this is triggered by that possession date. Product type. So let's filter that to estate homes. And then let's take a look at our active filters. So in this case, we previously had sales status is available and product type is estate. Now we can continue to build onto that filter if we wanted to by adding additional options. So let's go sales status and let's go available or on hold. And then let's go with zoning and let's go R1. There we are. We're down to 35 lots. So we have some lots here in this corner. We have some additional lots here. Let's say the potential home buyer is interested in the lots here in this corner. So we can also remove options from this filter by clicking on the individual options. So clicking on R1 or clicking on the sales status or product type, the main kind of filter that we're using. Removing that will remove that entire filter. And then of course the red clear button will remove all filters. And you can see that the filters have been turned off because that blue border is removed as well. You can see that it's still on for our community filter, which is still filtered to Green Ridge. Now back to the info window. So this is the main window that you can open when you click on a lot. Across the top you have your main lot information, so which lot number it is, lot, block, phase, and plan number, and then of course municipal address as well. Besides that municipal address, you have a close X in the top right hand corner. You have your action menu here, which allows you to perform different actions on that lot, including viewing lot details, which is going to open up a detailed view of this lot information. So in this case, we do own this lot. It's sold to Bluegrass Homes for $210,000. Current status is sold. You can see some basic information on it. You can't take too many actions because it's already fairly along in the sale process. We can click View Lot Details, and that's going to show you a bit more information about that lot. And then of course you can use the quick links on the right hand side to go back to either the lot specifically on the map or the phase itself. In this case we already zoomed in there so it didn't redraw your link. Now when you're looking at a community as well, on the bottom right hand corner here you have your data summary. So because we had changed our legend to product type, that's what's actually shown here in the data summary. If we change that back to sales status, it's going to go back to sales status. It's going to show us how many lots are at those different sales statuses. And this information will as well be included in your print if you choose to do a print download of the information. All right, so that actually will be it for today's first kind of introductory here session to LotWorks. We went over a little bit of blueprint sign-in, a little bit of the new builder guide. That again is available at our support center at support.lotworks.ca and also builders.lotworks.ca. And also for all builder users, by clicking that question mark in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So I hope you enjoyed that first little session. If you do have any questions or comments, please let me know. Otherwise, you can always use the support center to search for any questions or ask your land developers for any specifics. Anyways, have a good day. My name again was Tom, and I am the support admin for LotWorks, and it was a pleasure kind of going over this training for you guys.